Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Last night's storms are on the way out, but we'll see a repeat later this afternoon. We'll walk through the timeline. Lying in state. In the last hour, Pope Francis's casket was moved into St. Peter's Basilica. The chance for people to pay their respects ahead of his funeral on Saturday.
Keeping kids safe. Tonight, Wake Schools is reaching out to parents to give them the tools they need. The resources being offered to maintain physical and mental well-being. Hope you have both here this morning at 4:30 on a Wednesday. As we get started, we're so glad you're with us. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. We had storms roll through yesterday, and today we have another chance of storms rolling through. Right now, we have some lingering showers moving on out. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is tracking those and how our morning's shaping up.
It should be just fine for the morning commute. We still have a little bit of thunder and lightning, especially over there around Wayne County. That's moving out. We give that another hour or less, and it should be out of here. But south of Goldsboro, some scattered thunderstorms this morning, and in the northeastern corner there of Sampson County. So almost out, and then we see a bit of a break. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh, where the streets aren't wet, but there are places where you might run into some wet roads this morning. It shouldn't be enough to cause any problems through the morning commute. We do have a southwest wind again today, keeping our temperatures warm to mild 68 and the triangle as you head out the door. And again, we're seeing the rain right now moving out. We have a 20% chance on just to kind of cover the bases. It's likely to be much later this afternoon before we see much rain, and more likely in our southern counties today. So we'll walk through that with Futurecast coming up in just a bit. It'll be cloudier today than it was yesterday. That'll keep our temperatures a little cooler with a high of 78.
Covering Wake County for you, parents can learn more about how to keep their kids safe. In a meeting tonight, WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from Garner Magnet High School. Right now, the district is holding an event to talk about safe gun storage, internet safety, as well as mental health.
Yes, Jeff, and parents will learn more about those topics. They're invited to come here to Garner High School to learn more information. So these are some of the questions that parents may be able to get some answers to. What are your responsibilities as a gun owner? How can you tell if your child is struggling with their mental health? And what are the signs that your child could be in danger online? Wake Schools is partnering with the Department of Public Safety. They want to inform parents about safe gun storage.
3 guns were brought onto school campuses in the state of North Carolina last year. We want to prevent that from happening. We know that in 75% of those cases, those guns came from the kid's own home.
Parent Safety Night is scheduled to start at 6 here at Garner High School. Then tomorrow, Wake Schools will announce a new program that could help protect students from guns on campus. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on that big announcement. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
A student who officials say brought bullets to a Wake County elementary school has been identified. In a statement from York Elementary School officials to families, they say they reviewed video footage to ID the student. The student will face disciplinary action. School leaders encourage parents to stay vigilant and monitor their child's activities. They also remind parents to secure all guns and ammunition inside of their home.
Pushback against Raleigh rezoning. Some people who live near Glenwood want city council members to reject a proposal that would bring a high-rise building into that neighborhood. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live right now. And Laura, people can give their input during a community meeting there tonight.
Jeff, good morning. So this area is considered the northern gateway into downtown Raleigh. Behind me here, you can see there's already some businesses on this lot of land that they're trying to redevelop right now. But a group of Glenwood residents are pushing back against the project that could bring a 30-story building 240 feet from this historic neighborhood. So Raleigh Development Company owns the 2.6-acre lot at the northeast corner of the Peace and West Streets intersection. For the second time, this company is seeking a rezoning exception from the city council to increase the building height from 12 to 30 stories, calling for multiple mixed-use high-rise buildings to add more retail, office, and residential options. Residents in Glenwood, Brooklyn say it's too close to their neighborhood, claiming this sets a dangerous precedent in violating city comprehensive plan rules while also putting additional strain on the infrastructure. Meanwhile, those who support the project, like longtime resident Larry Miller, well, they believe the development aligns with some of the current and future needs of the community.
We're looking forward to additional amenities, retail shops. We've got lots of restaurants and entertainment venues. But the thing that has made it really a community is the addition of the housing, apartments and condos that have been built here recently.
So this community meeting happening today, it was initially scheduled for earlier this month, but they postponed it to put it into a bigger facility because of the community engagement that the city is seeing right now on this project. So the community meeting is happening from 6 to 7 p.m. tonight. That's going to be at the McKimmon Center on Gorman Street. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
This is a live look at the Vatican, where early this morning, Pope Francis's body was moved to St. Peter's Basilica. He will lie in state for 3 days as people pay their respects. A funeral will be held for the Pope on Saturday morning in St. Peter's Square. Then the late pontiff will be buried at the Papal Basilica of St. Mary Major. After that comes conclave, the process to elect a new pope. That's expected to start around May 6th. A group of cardinals from around the world will vote on who should be the new pope.
And you may notice flags at half-staff across North Carolina, and it is in honor of Pope Francis. The flags will stay at half-staff through sunset Saturday. WRAL's David Crabtree reported from Rome during the last papal conclave. Find his firsthand accounts of those historical, spiritual, and inspiring days by going to WRAL.com.
The death of an 87-year-old man in Johnston County has been ruled a homicide. Toshio Takashima was found unresponsive in a crash on I-95 in February. He later died in the hospital. We've heard his injuries weren't consistent with the crash. The medical examiner ruled the death a homicide. The State Bureau of Investigation is helping with this case.
In Wake County, a contractor is safe after being rescued during a construction accident in Raleigh. Sky 5 flew over that scene, E.M. Johnson water treatment plant yesterday. A front-end loader fell into an empty basin while a man was operating it. Raleigh fire crews were able to get him out. The worker was taken to the hospital and is believed to have only suffered minor injuries.
People in parts of New Jersey are being asked to evacuate as crews try to get a wildfire under control. The fire started yesterday morning. By last night, it had already burned at least 3,200 acres. It is only 5% contained. Authorities say more than 3,000 people have evacuated so far. The fire forced a partial closure of the Garden State Highway in southern New Jersey.
Wake County schools are trying to decide what constitutes an emergency when it comes to students needing the use of their phones in school. The board recognizes the need for phones during emergencies like lockdowns, but they are looking for more guidance. They discussed strategies around confiscation, the liabilities that come with that, and how phones would be stored during school hours. Ultimately, this could be decided by state lawmakers.
Cases of whooping cough are on the rise across the U.S. So far this year, the CDC says more than 8,000 cases have been reported, compared to around 3,800 for the same time last year. The most common complication of whooping cough is pneumonia, which can be deadly.
Major changes are coming to the nation's food supply. Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr. and the FDA announced a federal ban on food dyes. The FDA cites a new epidemic of childhood diabetes, obesity, and ADHD as reasons for this ban. The ban calls for all synthetic dyes to be removed by the end of next year.
A woman was arrested for the murder of her boyfriend. 25-year-old Sadie Covington is charged with first-degree murder in the death of Gregory Robinson. This happened Saturday night on Tangora Lane in Fayetteville. Police say Covington hit Robinson with a car and drove away. Covington is now in the Cumberland County Detention Center without bond.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is skipping Ukraine talks in London today. He was expected to talk with Ukrainian, UK, and European leaders. And the State Department says Rubio will not attend due to logistical issues. President Donald Trump's special envoy for Ukraine and Russia, Keith Kellogg, will represent the U.S. there instead. This change comes as Kyiv signaled it would reject a key detail of the Trump administration's proposal to end the war.
The Carolina Hurricanes are 2 wins away from advancing in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They beat the New Jersey Devils last night at Lenovo Center 3-1. They now have a 2-0 lead in their best-of-7 series. Game 3 will be Friday night in New Jersey. Puck drop for that game will be at 8 p.m.
Back on trial, a Massachusetts woman accused of killing her boyfriend will be back in court today. The arguments from both sides in this case that has captured the nation.
Growing wildfire threat. The new concerns in western North Carolina as storm debris from Helene is making the risk worse.
And we're tracking rain chances. This is a live look right now in Durham. Good morning to the Bull City. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will be back after the break with who's most likely to see some showers later today.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
443, taking a look at satellite and radar. We have a stalled front sitting here in eastern North Carolina. It's going to sit here for all the way until, say, Saturday. So we're going to have that as a focusing mechanism for showers and thunderstorms. Today, most of that will be in our southern counties. So from the Triangle area northward will likely be fairly dry. We have a 40% chance in for this afternoon, just to kind of cover the bases. In Chapel Hill, it is nice and dry out there. We did have some rain overnight. We do have the tower lit in our backyard in green for that chance of rain later on this afternoon in our southern counties. Temperatures are on the mild side, 57 in Roxborough, 68 Fayetteville, 68 Goldsboro, 65 in Rocky Mount. Headed out to school this morning, expect 60s, kids coming home in the upper 70s.
Tesla's reporting a 20% drop in revenue in its first quarter earnings. Shares in Tesla are also down more than 40% so far this year as of yesterday's close. The company's net income plummeted over 70% from a year ago. The report comes as Tesla CEO Elon Musk announced yesterday his time at Doge will drop significantly next month. He says he wants to focus more on his car company.
The second murder trial of Karen Reed will get back underway today in Massachusetts. The Reed is accused of killing her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe, by running over him with her car. Opening statements started yesterday in her retrial after a jury deadlock last year. Prosecutors say she intentionally hit him after a night of heavy drinking. Meanwhile, her lawyers say that O'Keefe was killed at a fellow officer's home and their client was framed.
First came the storm and then the fire. One man's heartbreaking loss is part of a much bigger threat burning across North Carolina. WRAL's Liz McLaughlin shows us how stronger storms are setting the stage for more wildfires and why experts say this is just the beginning.
3 decades ago, Matthew Rogers put down roots in western North Carolina.
And that's officially when I bought the cabin 30 years ago.
He built a life with his wife, Rosie, running a sandwich shop in downtown Hendersonville and nesting in Flat Rock, a place the grandkids called the Cabin of Hope.
And that was my birthday, and I stayed at the house, the Cabin of Hope. Slept in my bed for the last time, not knowing.
He had just made his final mortgage payment last week, but what should be a moment of joy comes with heartbreak.
I'm very sentimental, and I do a little bit of crying every day still.
His home was one of nearly a dozen lost in a wave of wildfires sweeping across western North Carolina this spring.
That's one of the hard things about seeing it. You know the house is gone, but it looks like the moon. Everything is gone black.
Just months earlier, Hurricane Helene trapped Rogers in that same cabin. The storm now gone, but the danger is just beginning. Helene downed more than 800,000 acres of trees, and now the region is covered in this. It's been drying out all winter, and now it's kindling, ready to be fuel for the fire. Right now, more than 2,000 acres are burning in McDowell County. I rode along with Incident Commander Brian Rogers, who says the worst may be yet to come.
They're going to get drier each year. More available fuel that's going to burn hotter and burn longer.
While the threat grows, the firefighting force is shrinking.
Takes personnel, boots on the ground to fight fires.
More than 100 Forest Service positions are vacant statewide. 6 counties have no full-time staff at all. 3 others have just 1 firefighter, and 11 are working at half strength.
So obviously that's not very sustainable. When you have to rob Peter to pay Paul, which is what we're doing, we're just taking folks out of one county and putting them in the next county.
More fuel, harder access, fewer firefighters, and a growing population living in harm's way. The Forest Service says it's a dangerous recipe for future fire disasters.
This one says, thank you for all the nice things you've done for us. And you must remember the best, never give up.
Matthew Rogers still struggles with the loss of his home. but his community hasn't let him fall.
A child taking the time and writing so sweet from a heart just reminds you of what's important.
Even though the Cabin of Hope is gone, hope still lives on. Liz McLaughlin, WRAL News.
And we thank those heroes for their hard work. Fires always need some rain, and we certainly got some yesterday. We still have some lingering showers moving through our eastern communities right now.
We do, yeah, down around Goldsboro, south of Goldsboro there in Wayne County. That is on its way out, and once that moves out, we're done for a while. It does look like the focus for today will be in our southern counties. And I mean, maybe Fayetteville southward. I mean, it's looking like very few of us may see very much rain for it today, but that could change again tomorrow as our pattern continues. But again, you can see some thunder and lightning moving over toward Kinston and on toward, say, Greenville. And this is a look at where that front is now. Notice how it's situated in our southeastern counties. And again, it's likely to stall there, but probably lifting northward tomorrow with a better chance for storms across more of the viewing area. Here's a look at Futurecast as we roll through time, and notice how quiet it is. We may see a little bit of sunshine for it today. It should be fairly cloudy for the bulk of us, but Futurecast showing a lot of sunshine, especially from Raleigh northward. And then late in the day into the evening, just our far southern counties ending up with that potential for some rain. We take a look at what's happening here in downtown Raleigh. This is our Jimmy V camera looking down Fayetteville Street where it is dry. There are definitely some wet roads out there, but certainly not everywhere, not right here in Raleigh or for most of the triangle. 68 as you're stepping out the door in Raleigh, 68 in Fayetteville, 66 in Goldsboro, 57 in Roxboro, closer to the triangle, 65 in Garner, and Apex 65 in Cary as well. So mostly mid to upper 60s heading out, and then upper 70s to low 80s this afternoon. 78 Durham and Raleigh, and 82 in Fayetteville. Our rain chances today, 40%, but again, mainly down to the south. 30 Thursday and Friday. Saturday, another front comes through, and that's going to clean all this out and change our weather pattern. It will be cooler, less humid, and we'll see lots of sunshine. Sunday looks like a great day, but Saturday, we're definitely going to be dealing with that potential for some scattered storms. Still looking at warm temperatures as we move into May with that chance of above normal temperatures. It does look nice and dry for us Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, so we have 4 more days in a row of rain. I'll show you how much we saw yesterday and how much more we have coming our way coming up.
Elizabeth, thanks. A special honor, how Harnett County celebrated a local trailblazer days before her 100th birthday.
Also still ahead, a somber ceremony. A family mourns a teenager shot and killed 1 year ago. Their message for her killer as he sits behind bars.
Tom Cruise literally went to the ends of the earth for his latest film. David Daniel explains in today's Hollywood Minute.
Salzburg is just, it's breathtakingly beautiful. What an absolutely remarkable place to be able to film. It is a unique experience.
Tom Cruise is still going to extremes. Paramount revealed this sneak peek at filming scenes for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning in the Arctic, a mere 650 miles from the North Pole, on the northernmost year-round settlement on Earth. The 8th and apparently final Mission Impossible movie blows into theaters May 23rd.
At last, I would be a detective in my own right, worthy of the Holmes name.
Enola Holmes is back on the case. Netflix has announced Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill are returning in Enola Holmes 3, which is now in production.
We're about to choose the most famous man in the world. And 1.25 billion souls watching.
Life imitates art. The death of Pope Francis has sparked more interest in Conclave about selecting a new pontiff. The 2024 film recently hit streaming services, and it topped Prime Video's bestsellers list shortly after the Pope's death was announced. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Not really a surprise there. A Harnett County trailblazer will celebrate a big milestone tomorrow. Beatrice Bailey Hill is turning 100 years old. Hill made history in 1990 when she became the first African-American and first woman elected to serve on the Harnett County Board of Commissioners. She was recognized at the commissioners' meeting earlier this week and shared a few words.
Look around Harnett County and see all the changes that have been made. It has been because of you and what you and your time have put in to make Harnett County what it is today.
Appropriately, Hill received a standing ovation from a community thanking her for her 24 years of public service. She'll turn 100 years old tomorrow.
No, happy early birthday. Oakwood Pizza Box is expanding in Raleigh with a carry-out only location. The popular pizza place is opening the new concept in the old Capitol Creations gourmet pizza spot on Wake Forest Road. Oakwood Pizza serves up Brooklyn-style pizza with its flagship location on Person Street in Raleigh. The restaurant's owner says this new location will help serve more customers and offer more parking. The new location is expected to open this fall. Development pushback. The concerns some in downtown Raleigh are bringing up about plans to build in a historic neighborhood.
Parent safety. Today, Wake Schools wants to have families have the tools they need to keep kids out of danger. The resources they're offering during a special community event.
And within the last hour, Pope Francis's body has been moved to St. Peter's Basilica. We'll have much more on the ceremony happening there today.